Hi,
Hi.
I'm Phi,
I'm Sarah.
and it's really nice to see you.
Yeah, we can't see you, but
We
can
hope
smell you.
we think that you look great today. Even if you don't feel that way, we think that.
You precious. Well, we're just here, just chatting, and we were like, I bet other people would want to hear us talk about things.
Yeah, let's blab.
Okay.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Like, what do you have on your heart?
In my brain, I've been thinking a lot about death, which is like a super hard topic to talk about, but also I think that it's also a topic that like we should talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
But not too much and not in a bad way.
Right.
Because
we're all going to do it.
We're all going to do it one day.
Yeah.
And I started talking with my dad the other day, and he was like, when I die, don't cremate me, because what if I feel it? And I'm like, I don't think that that's how that works.
My mom wants Burning Ring of Fire to be played while she's cremated. So
oh my God.
She's already requested it. It's in the books.
I actually think that that's incredible.
Yeah, she's pretty cute.
But my dad, he told me, he was like, what if my soul stays attached to my body? What if I feel it? And I was like, you probably won't. He was like, how do we know? We don't talk to dead people.
I will say that like once, especially if you die in a traumatic way, your body's supposed to shut that down. That pain receptor. But I also am not a scientist.
Yeah. So that's,
Yeah, when I was little, I was like, I had to go to talk to my preacher because I was really afraid to die. Like, abnormally so. I was like concerned. And he said that I just had to have faith and that he knew what was going to happen. And I was like, but how do you know? It's like, what if that's not what happens though? And I never got closure there. I just was scared for a long time.
Yeah,
now
and rightfully so.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not scared anymore. I don't know why. I worked a lot in hospice and that helps.
Yeah.
Because most of those people are happy. They do feel relief.
Yeah. And they're just knowing that they did live a life, Yeah. And I think that that's what we're all here to do. We gotta live. So we have to just take chances,
that's why we're here
take
right
leaps.
Now, see?
That is why we're here right now.
Yeah. We are baristas. We're gonna bleep that out for sure.
We're definitely gonna bleep that out, and you're not gonna know what it says because it's not gonna be here.
Right. Good luck. Don't come looking for us.
Yeah. If you find us, I'm gonna feel scared, so don't do that. Please.
What we could talk about is death doulas, because I've sent before today, you said you hadn't heard of them.
Yeah, let's do it. Tell me about them.
Okay, so what I've been told, I have friends that are birth doulas, and death is a labor just like birth is. And sometimes birth is about death, because sometimes babies don't make it, and it's pretty traumatic. But my birth doula friends have had to see that side of it, and people just need to be walked through it. And to have someone who knows how to do it, because if you're lucky enough to die of natural causes, you will go the same way that most people go. Like, there's a part where you won't be responsive, and then you will become lucid again. And your family's like, she's better. And it's like, it's not long. Like, people will set up and say like, oh man, like I want a crunch bar. And you're like, oh my God, here's a crunch bar you haven't eaten in days. And they will talk to you, and then they will go. It's just wild. I mean, I don't know a lot about it. I've been in that arena, and it is tough.
Yeah,
it's a tough one.
I know you were saying that you feel like you're built for that.
Yeah.
And honestly, I agree. I think that you as a person really bring a lot of like warmth to a person's life.
And I feel like levity.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I've gotten in the depths of despair. But
who hasn't? You know?
But I do like, I don't know, just being with those people and not making it about them dying. It's more like, tell me about your life. Let's sing a song. I love singing and playing music for people who are in that realm. It is very moving. Whew. I've had like a lot of times where I'll like sing and I'm just like, my voice is shaking and I'm crying and they're crying, and it's just like, it's pretty powerful, Yeah. Music is a bridge.
Yeah, definitely.
Between lives. That's not what I meant, but you know what I'm saying.
I think it's something that definitely connects your soul. And on the note of that, I think maybe we could talk about music a little bit.
Ooh.
So.
I know nothing. I really don't know anything about music.
Yeah.
When I went to record at my friend's brother's house, he's very musically inclined, and I was like, I don't know anything about music. He's like, I can tell. And I was like, okay, ouch. I just play for my soul. Mm-hmm. I can only play songs that I know, like, in my bones.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's pretty awesome, I think. And coming from someone that has heard you, I think that you're really, really talented.
Can I please just say that I was about to play music at that non-disclosed coffee shop, and Phi was like, I'll sing with you, and I was like, okay, please, God. Because it's very nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
It's very nerve-wracking.
And, like, let's be real, I kind of took the spotlight
I
a little
loved
bit.
it. I really was like, I'm going to let her do this. Because I don't really know how to play music with other people. Mm-hmm. I just know I just get up there and play music and sing, and it comes out, and I have no idea what it really sounds like. It's different in my room than it is in a coffee shop, I'll tell you that.
Definitely. It's somewhere spacious.
Thank you for singing that day. And I also chose to play all these songs that I had just written in my book the night before. I didn't know any of them. It's like, well, we'll just see how this goes. And it went.
I think it turned out pretty well. We made $0 in tips, and all of that.
That's not true. Ella came in and tipped us $1.
Oh shoot! Shout out to Ella.
I think it was $1. It might have been even $5. I don't know. I blacked out for a minute. But
well, either way, that $1 went to some charity, right?
Yeah.
That was for a charity, but I don't remember what charity it was for.
Embarrassing to just give them $1.
Yeah.
It was the Hope House.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to the Hope House.
Shout out to the Hope House. They're doing great things. I mean, that's very much needed.
Yeah, I don't really know much about the Hope House.
They just help women who are in bad situations. So
I think that's really awesome.
Yeah. They do a lot.
Yeah. You guys should donate to the Hope House.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like
well, even if it's not.
Can we bleep out?
Yeah, undisclosed place, but it's called the Hope House, and I'm sure you can find it.
And if not, just go ahead and like donate to some cause that you like, because giving never made anyone poor.
Yeah, daily challenge. I mean, daily challenge.
Yeah, we should be
donate $5 to an organization.
Your community.
Yeah,
even if that's time. If you don't have money, give your time.
Take 5 minutes out of your day and greet your neighbor that you haven't talked to in 3 years. I need to do that.
Yeah, we'll call out.
Oh, I wasn't meaning that towards you. I was saying that towards myself.
I did wave at them the other day, and then they came up, and I was like, "Wait, no.
Wait, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not ready."
That's not what I meant. I have a giant book of ideas in front of me. Have you heard about the 4 agreements?
Well, we, slightly. No, wait, no. We didn't talk about that. We talked about something else. We talked about questions.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The 4 agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz, I believe is his name, that wrote the book. Oh man, this is a way to live your life. I'm just gonna read them. I'm not gonna read the whole paragraph about them, but there's 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word. Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 2, don't take anything personally.
That's hard to do. But
I've never done that before.
Let's give it a shot.
I've never not taken anything personally. Everything is personal. I'm sorry. Okay. Number 3, don't make assumptions. A teacher in middle school told me in front of the whole class, when you make assumptions, it makes an ass out of you and me.
That's the same thing my German teacher told me in 10th grade because I said a word wrong.
Yeah, we've had this conversation. We were both publicly humiliated with that. But yeah. I still made assumptions after that, but I'm trying actively not to. And number 4, this is just so sweet. Always do your best. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like your best will be different. Like whether you're sick, might be a little bit different, but just do your best.
Your best is going to look different every day.
Yeah. I'm not always doing 100%, but I am giving my best.
Mm-hmm. And that's all you can do. And just so you know, it is noticed. how much effort you put in towards your day.
Ditto, dude. I don't know if you know this, but me and Phi are the best. That's why we're here together. Seriously.
That was a high five.
High-fiving. It hurt a little.
It did. It's like
She's
a little bit tingling. I'm bleeding.
bleeding profusely. We gotta
hit the hospital, but we're gonna finish this first.
We've set a timer, so we've been talking about Pomodoro technique, which, if we will be talking about the Pomodoro technique a lot because I'm obsessed with it. But it's basically 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes of break, and you do that over and over again until you've reached 2 hours, and then you take a 15-minute break. That's just how the guy that invented it in the 80s, that's what he said to do, but really, you just have to make it work for you. I'm really not rigid. He suggests that you need to be rigid about it, but I'm telling you that this has taken me years and years and years, and when I get rigid with it, I don't want to do it. It has to work with what you're doing, you know?
Yeah.
And we have a whiteboard out. I love using a whiteboard. I will write like 25 minutes podcast, 5 minutes.
I'll write it right now.
We're going to do it right now.
25 pod, 5
minutes potty. 20. Let's do another 25. We're going to maybe just record a bunch of these episodes today because we're having a good time.
Why not?
And we got a lot of hot air. We got a lot of things to talk about.
We're talkers. I mean, could talk all day talkers.
And I think some people, I did have a guy at a bar once. I was in a bar in Nashville, out on the patio with my friends, and this other gentleman, I don't want to say he's old, but he was an old dude, and he said, I could listen to you talk all day. And I was like, weird.
That's also,
but that was nice.
Very kind.
Yeah. It was like maybe one of the best compliments I've ever received, and I did nothing with it.
Yeah.
I was like, why don't my friends say that? Jerks. Anyway. That made me feel mean. I'm sorry, friends. Sorry to my friends, you're not jerks.
So I wanted to ask you a question regarding life.
Let's hear it.
I want to know what the most enlightening day of your life has been so far, and how.
Most enlightening.
That made me feel like Brick off of what show is that? The Middle?
I've never seen that.
What?
With Freddie Muniz?
I don't know.
That's not the same thing. I was just gonna say, okay, well.
I don't know the actors' names, and I'm sorry for that.
It's okay, because my brain has gone willy-nilly.
No, I totally get it.
I'm trying to think of the most enlightening day, but I will say that, most recently, we'll just say most recently, because I feel like I've had a lot of moments of enlightenment.
Yeah.
But I've kind of deconstructed my life. Like when in my 20s, I had a house, I had a corporate job, I had a vehicle, like everything was paid off. My house wasn't paid off. But I was like living an adult life, and I decided that was too much. And I've been slowly deconstructing it. And the only thing that I had left that was like mine was my car. And the other day, it was smashed in a storm, and I was sitting in this driveway picking up the glass, little pieces of glass. I was like, I'm going to make a mosaic out of this glass. And as I was picking up that glass, I realized that I was free. Like right now, I don't have a car payment. I mean, I can't really get anywhere, but like, who cares? I can work from home if I really, really, really need to. I know I can. And I just felt like, I've been told my whole life that I needed to have these things to be happy. And I feel so much more free not having them.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want a house payment. I don't want a car payment. Whatever I can do, I'll go be a nun, for crying out loud. I just really don't. I just want to be free. I just want to be like a bird out here, just living,
Yeah.
So basically, I feel pretty free. I feel pretty emboldened. Like, the very first thing I did after I saw that my car was smashed, I went and Googled, like, where can I live without a car? And it's like, of course, like Chicago, like all these big cities.
Probably New York.
But there's also other places,
Yeah.
you know. Like Mackinac Island, I don't think they allow cars on that island.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
Where the hell is Mackinac
It's in
Island?
Michigan. It's
Okay.
like the epitome of, it's heaven.
Okay.
I've never been there, but
But it's heaven.
it is, from what I hear.
Okay.
I haven't looked enough into it, but I think that, like, I don't know how things get delivered there. I don't really know how it works.
Yeah.
But I don't think that any cars are allowed on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's a touristy place.
Okay.
But my mom really wants to go there. So shout out to Mackinac Island.
Shout out to your mom.
Shout out to the lady that birthed me. She's so tiny. I don't know how she did it. Proud of her. She's so cute. She's so cute. Renee, you're cute. She might listen to this.
Maybe. Let's send it to her.
Also, let's keep it clean, okay? What about you?
I think the most recent is, I went through a pretty heavy, depressive episode. Like I had horrible thoughts about like just
Intrusive.
Yeah, giving up on everything.
Yeah.
But then as I started like talking about it and writing about it, like I was writing these like slam poems, like, which I've never done.
Which you will hear later, because we're going to do that.
I don't know. They were about like, the words that were flying in my brain. And it's kind of hard to read, but,
I usually burn that stuff.
yeah. And I feel like that would be really freeing, and I might give that a try.
Should do it.
Yeah.
Let's fire right here. Get a pot.
Yeah, I'll bring it next time.
Okay.
And,
we should do that on the pod.
yes, let's do it on the pod, on Shuck It.
Yes.
But, like, I was in such a bad place, and I remember going into my bathtub and, like, just putting my head under the water, trying to stay under as long as I could until I freaked out. And that is, I think, whenever my soul woke up, and I was just, like,
you're here for
I was
a
just like,
reason.
I can't do that, because, I mean, I have a lot of things that are important to me that I need to nurture while I'm alive, because I shouldn't have that in my own hands, and I really thought about that, and it did take a couple therapy sessions for me to feel okay about what had just happened.
Mm-hmm.
But like after that, I was like, I need to live for myself. Stop worrying so much about what others perceive of me, because
That's me.
that was a really big part of it. Is I thought that I had no one, but I had a lot of people, and sometimes whenever depression hits you, it hits you so hard that you think you don't have anyone, and you have so many people loving you and supporting you.
Absolutely.
And it's hard to notice it sometimes. Mm-hmm. But after that happened, I started to feel so much more thankful for the things that I have, and even for the things that I don't, because I think some things I'm not meant to have, and that's okay. I can't have everything, and that's okay. And
there's a thing I used to say all the time, like obsessively. And it's what is meant for me will always be for me, so I can relax. Yeah.
And I really like that. I didn't always have a great relationship with family and everything, which is fine, but it's not my job to mend it. And I think that for so long, I thought that it was. I thought that I did something wrong my whole life, and it's not. And
same, man.
It took that.
I think a lot of people will resonate with what you said.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people feel that way.
I'm sure that they do, and because I felt like that forever, and
I'm glad you're back.
Yeah.
It feels like a rebirth.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
I feel like a new person.
I have to say that you seem like one of the most authentic people I've ever met.
Thank you. That's really sweet.
Ow. Yeah, I'm really strong. And so is he, so it's a real problem.
Yeah, my muscles take over most of my body.
My granddad always said I was meant to work on a farm, so.
I thought you were going to say meant to be like a wrestler.
I think I can go on the Starlight Night. Okay.
We love
We don't
Napoleon Dynamite.
like any movie except Napoleon Dynamite.
No, that's not true. I really like The Labyrinth.
Okay, yeah.
David Bowie.
Also, that is creepy though, because he's old. And
Yeah.
he's like trying to get with Sarah.
Which I never thought about until you just said that.
Well, I watched it the other day.
Yeah.
I looked it up on YouTube because there's like full movies.
Yeah.
Or it was on, maybe it was, I don't know, whatever. I saw it somewhere. I was like, yeah, The Labyrinth, yeah. And it creeps me out because my name's Sarah. So I don't know. There's something about it. He's like, I don't turn back, Sarah. I'm like, yes, go. Anyway, the baby getting stolen, the goblins, it's a lot. But then whenever it got to like him really trying to get with her.
You mean like the dancing scene where it's like the ball?
And the things that he talks about, he's like,
yeah, how did I not piece that together?
Because we have been, that's going to be a whole episode maybe about how sick our TV, all of that growing up.
And it makes it seem okay.
Yeah, it's sick.
Dang, that was my favorite movie.
I know, me too.
I had a crush on David Bowie for many years.
It's the bulge.
It is. I think
did
that's
that on
the main
purpose.
part of it.
Well, yuck.
I'm pretty sure, I'm sorry to say
I
that.
said the
but,
bulge.
well, you said yuck whenever it was
Because I was just thinking about, I can picture it in my head.
Yeah, and I can too.
Yuck.
It's right here.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think it's a real one. I think it's a baseball cup.
There's no way. That's,
Let's be real. It's a baseball cup.
Can't be real. I went to his parade for his death.
Oh wow.
It was in, sorry, I'm just like really, I'm close to him.
No, you're good.
In New Orleans.
Yeah.
And they said it was bigger than any Mardi Gras. And I was afraid I was going to die at some points.
Wow.
I mean, there were so many people. It was like we were moving as one. And I was like, if someone trips and falls, we're going to die. And then also I got really drunk because I used to drink a lot. And at the end of the night, I was afraid I was going to get, just go with me here. I was afraid I was going to get abducted and impregnated by a demon baby because I had just watched a movie about something scary like that. And there was a woman trying to lure me away at the end of the night. From what I remember, she wanted a piece of pizza and I was like, I'll buy you a piece of pizza. And she was trying to get me away from my friends. And I'm pretty sure she was going to put a demon baby inside of me. But I can't be sure. Anyway.
But you're pretty sure.
I'm never going back to New Orleans, is what I'm sure about.
Yeah, I don't think that I would want to go back after something like that. And a lot of me has thought about like wanting to go to Mardi Gras one day, but then I'm like, I used to like parties.
Yeah.
But now I don't like parties that much.
Either.
Because I feel like I've calmed down.
I'm going to go to bed at 8 o'clock.
Now see, I'm cool with 8:45.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm going to bed first. Nothing good happens after 7:30.
Well, honestly, I'm going to agree with that. Because after the sun goes down, it's only demons in the woods.
I'm a gremlin. The last time I got drunk, I set my journal on fire in the yard. I don't know how to explain that to you.
You could try.
Well, I got my journal. I mean, I was heavily drunk. This was years and years ago. That's why I don't drink at all. I can't stop at one. But yeah, I just caught it on fire. I don't know. I was used to burning. I always burned it just because even if it was good stuff, I was just like out with the old. And I don't know. I just guess it had been a while.
That seems freeing. So I get that.
Yeah. I do keep certain things, but mostly they're positive things. I'm not trying to like pretend like the bad stuff doesn't exist, but I have a problem with ruminating. So like whenever you're talking about like letting the intrusive thoughts, I'm like, I feel very, me too, all the time. Not all the time, but there are times. And I think possibly, I want to say bipolar, but I don't know that it just isn't a reaction to the literal toxic culture that we live in. I mean, if I'm a sensitive person, I would assume that you're a sensitive human being. I think we pick up on all of the things. You know what I'm saying? And we work with the general public all day, every day. And I passed something in here of like how to protect your energy. And I think we need to read that because I don't, I protect my energy by not answering my phone when I don't want to talk, replying to text at my convenience, speaking to myself kindly while dealing with uncomfortable things. I don't do that. I am mean to me. I would never be as mean to someone else as I am to me. Mm-hmm. It's wild. Anyway, there's so much more. Not fighting to be right. Choosing my battles. Gosh,
that reminds me of today. I did not know that what you were talking about existed. Which, like, I'm not diagnosed ADHD.
Guess what? Our time is up.
Our time's up. Come back next week and we're going to talk about that.
We're going to tell you about what we're talking about. You just have to tune in to hear it. We set a timer for 25 minutes and we're going to stick to our word. It's actually gone a little bit over, but on to the next, you know.
Yeah, so, as we always like to say, the world is your oyster, so shuck it.